Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel TNR. I hope you all are well. So let's start today's video. So today is really a different video and I'm sharing this project that I have been working on for days now, and this was actually on the site that I was doing. Mainly I was doing resin, but this was stuck in my mind and I had to achieve it. So this is actually a crazing effect. It's done in ceramic, so I wanted to do it in Jesmonite. In normal wood, if I want to say, it's a crackle effect. So I was trying different ways to achieve it. So this is actually second time I tried it. First time I was doing something different. So I will be sharing that tomorrow. But today I will be sharing with you that how I did these. So for starter, I am just mixing my Jesmonite, and I will link a Jesmonite calculator in my description below so you can easily calculate how much you need. I'm using a very thin layer, so that's why I'm mixing very little at a time. So in order to achieve the effect, you have to get a very thin layer of this first ecopore. And now I'm just tapping and dropping it to release any air bubbles I have. So I will leave this to cure for 30 minutes, and around after 30 minutes, this is ecopore, so you can work without gloves as well. So what I'm doing here, it's dry now and I'm trying to do some cracks here. So with my hand, it's not working. So I thought try it with a tool, but now I'm doing it with my hand again. So you can see I'm having some cracks here. It's been dried now. So because of the thin layer, my Jesmonite is still adhered to the mold. So if I had a thick layer, I might get some cracks and pieces going here and there. But because of the thin layer, my pieces are still there. So I'm trying to get as much cracks as I can, but you can see at the places where it's a bit on the thicker side, the pieces are coming out. So now I will be working with this tool. It's just back of a paintbrush. I'm just trying to fix it. After, when I'm happy with my cracks, I will be adding a backing layer, and again I will be pouring a very little Jesmonite onto the back because I don't want to pour a lot. Hence the pieces will start to float, so I don't want it. So just a thin layer again. So meanwhile, it's been this one will be drying, so I will be doing another thing that I have read online to get the crazing effect in ceramic. So it's in ceramic, so I will be drying on Jesmonite. So what I'm doing here is I have some leftover Jesmonite, and again I will be pouring it into the mold. So just pouring all the Jesmonite into the mold here. So after adding Jesmonite into the mold, I will be not covering that mold totally. What I'm doing different here is that I will be drying it with heat gun. Yes, you heard it right. So my heat gun is on a very low setting. So that's why I'm using it. So please try to take care. You don't want to burn your mold, but I am drying my Jesmonite here. So after drying for some time, there will be tiny cracks that will be happening. So I will be showing you that. Because when I was reading on ceramic, they say that when it's a quick drying process. When the moisture gets out of the ceramic, the cracks happen. But this is Jesmonite, so I am thinking it might happen. So I can see tiny cracks are happening there, if you can see. So I'm mostly blowing it onto the Jesmonite instead of the molds. So you can see there are cracks. So I really don't know how this will be going to work, but I'm just checking if it's right. So you can see in that one my pieces started to float, so I'm really not that much happy about that one. I don't know if it turns out okay, but let's see how this one turned out. So you need to just check that if it's dry or not. So I think it's dry now, and what I will be doing now here is that I will be making cracks. So my Jesmonite is here is on a different texture is on a different sort, because it has an acrylic binder in it. So it's I'm having the crack, but I really can't explain it how it's looking, but you can see what I'm doing here. So the cracks are a bit really different to what I done before. So this was really in my mind for many days, and I was really thinking on what to do, how to get it. So I'm happy with the cracks now, and I'm mixing some more Jesmonite here. Again, I will be pouring a very little layer, and to my Jesmonite I'm adding the Jesmonite pigment, and I'm going for a little green shade. So that's why I'm mixing blue and yellow. At the moment I'm trying this technique on flat surfaces. Later on I will be trying on planters and candle holders. So now I will be pouring that onto my cracks. Let's see. Fingers crossed. It's all experiment here. And here we go. So Jesmonite is really fun to work with. You can dump as many colors as you like, whatever design you like to pour. It's so much easy to work with, and again there are so many ways to do Jesmonite. So here I'm just moving the Jesmonite to fill the cracks very gently. But again, I don't know what's happening beneath. Just to remove the bubbles, I'm doing this. That's it. And I will leave this to dry and see you after 30 minutes. So this is after 30 minutes and it's dried now, but I need to add more layers. So I just mixed more color. I simply added green and blue again to make this color. So I'm just going with the fun colors here. And after adding my Jesmonite, I'm just tilting the mold to cover it up all and tapping again to release all the air bubbles. And now I'm backing this one again with another layer because it's still thin. And I will leave this to dry. So it's all dried now and I'm demolding it, and my fingers are crossed. I need to see if it works or not. So let's see. So this is how it turned out, and actually it didn't turn out as I was thinking for. So I didn't like this one. So let's see how this one turned out. So yeah, I'm happy about this one. I really like the effect I got. So I did some amount of sanding on this one to get the lines more prominent. So I did a wet sanding. So I was happy with this technique and really liked it how it turned out. So I decided to make another one. So what I did here is simply same. I did pour a thin layer of Jesmonite onto this coaster, and I'm doing the same here. I am using my heat gun to dry it faster, and then the cracks will appear. So you just keep on drying until your Jesmonite layer is dried. You can touch slightly because I just beware it's hot. So if you can touch it, please do. If not, please don't touch because it's hot. And when I can see that it's been dried and I have so many cracks, I just simply very gently take my time and makes the crack that are already there. I'm just making a space in between them. That's it. If you understand now what I am trying to explain here, I'm just creating gaps. So when I pour a second layer, it will fill up. So you have to take some time here and do it gently, otherwise your pieces will try to fly out here and there, and your mosaic or the crackle effect, it will be not that good. Or in other word, if I want to explain it, it's actually dried but it's still moist, so I can handle the cracks and they are good. But if it dries, the cracks are really neat and fine, so I don't want them. So I'm taking my time to make the cracks here. So this is actually the crucial point. You have to do it perfectly, otherwise you won't get the effect that you're going for. So I think I'm happy with that, and if doing furthermore it will disturb the pattern, so I don't want to do that. And ladies and gentlemen, get ready for the gold, it's coming. So I had to add some gold. I'm just adding it. I don't know how it will be turning out, but I did, because this gold foil was wandering here and there from another project, so I thought instead of wasting it, I will be adding it into the project. So I'm really sorry if you are bored, but believe me, these are some important steps to get the effect if you are looking for this. So with my tool, I thought I'll just make some gaps myself. So that's what I'm doing here. Very gently I'm working with it, and I'm making some spaces between it. So when I'm happy with my gaps, I will be mixing my Jesmonite and I will be adding another layer now. So this is really again up to you, whatever color you like. I am still just experimenting here, so I'm just going with anything I can find, and the colors, nothing I'm going for special. I will be doing something special if I get the effect right someday later on in another tutorial. But for this is just plain experiment. So actually I'm just going here for the blue pottery effect, if you know that, the white and blue. So I'm just trying to get that effect here. That's why I need a darker color of the blue. I'm just adding now the layer onto the cracks now. So meanwhile, my Jesmonite is still not dry yet. I have mixed another batch of Jesmonite and I added blue, and to this I will be adding, so I will be mixing different colors now. So I just mixed another batch of Jesmonite and I am mixing another color and I'm just adding it. There is no specific thing in my mind now. I really want the results now. So adding these colors, I was thinking that I made an art theme project here. Before I was going for something different and the ending is different. This is how the mind is working. So now I'm just leveling all the Jesmonite and doing some tapping now here. I don't want to do strong tapping because the cracks can move, so that's why. So I'm really gently tapping it. And after that, I will leave this to dry. And later on, I did add a back layer to it. So I'm just demolding now when everything is dried. And this is how it turned out, and I'm actually loving this one now because the cracks are getting better. And this is the final look after sanding it. I did the wet sanding, so after doing the sanding, the cracks reveal a bit more. So I simply just got the sanding paper and I sanded under the water. So this is how the crack turned out. I didn't get the gold foil a lot. And this is the second one. So I added a bit of gilding glue onto the end product, and then when it dried I just added some of the gold foil or into different places. So here I'm just showing you I'm adding the gilding glue. And when I'm done with the gilding glue, I use wax. I will show you here the wax that I use for sealing. So by the way, I have used AC100 Jesmonite here, and that is meant for use for decoration items only, not anything in contact with water. So you can use it for keeping your rings or your jewelry items or your keys. So this is all done now, and I will be showing you the end product now, how they turned out. So I have done some sanding on this one as well that I rejected, and it turned out okay. And again I did some wet sanding. So I'm loving it, and I think I have seen some crack, but still it's not my favorite one. And now I will be showing you that this is the wax that I used, and with a soft cloth I will be using it onto the Jesmonite. So I will be rubbing it on all the dish like this. So this is how this one looked out. So here is the final look for this one. This is looking like more of the terrazzo effect that we get into the Jesmonite. So not much the crackle one. So I just thought I'll just show you that I did some sanding on this, but this was something different. So this is the final look, how they turned out after applying the gold foil on places. So I'm just loving it how they turned out. Really like the effect and the crazing effect that I was looking for. So I think I will be now brave enough to try it onto the planters, and I hope I will be successful. So I hope you liked it, and if you did, please do let me know in comments, and also please like, subscribe and share. Thumbs up if you like the video, and if you haven't subscribed, please consider do so. Also, if you have any tips and tricks to share with me to get these cracks in any other way, please do share it, and I will be really happy to try them. So take good care of yourself. Bye bye.